Hello, Class 4C1. Teacher Jesse here once again with another lesson. Today's lesson is going to be on Unit 5, question tags. Do you remember question tags? I hope so. Let's do some exercises to find out. Okay, so to begin, I want you to look at this sentence and I want you to identify the part of this sentence that is the question tag, okay? I'm going to give you a few seconds to think about it. If you need to take more time, just go ahead and push that pause button. When you're ready, hit play again and we'll see the answer together. All right, so our sentence, it's windy today, isn't it? Which part of this sentence is the question tag? Well, you may have already guessed, but it is the last part of this sentence after the comma. The part of this sentence that says, isn't it? So, we have some different parts of a sentence that has a question tag that we need to be aware of. The first part of the sentence that we need to be aware of is called the statement. The statement says something. It says that it is windy, okay? More particular, it is windy today. Every sentence with a question tag must also have a comma. And then finally, after the comma, everything after the comma is the part of the sentence that we call the question. Or if we want, we can just call it the tag for short, okay? All right, so let's look at another sentence. This sentence says that 4C students are very good, aren't they? Okay, so again, we want to know what part of this sentence is the question tag. It should be pretty easy now for you to identify it, but if you need to take a little bit more time to think about what you think is the question tag in this sentence, just go ahead and hit the pause button. When you're ready, hit play again, and we'll see the answer together. All right, so our sentence, 4C students are very good, aren't they? Well, the question tag is, aren't they? Remember, everything after the comma is the question tag. So, like I said, the question tag comes at the end of the sentence, but what exactly does a question tag do? Why do we put it in a sentence? So, we put a question tag in a sentence because we are looking for agreement. We want to know if someone thinks that we are correct or if someone agrees with us. 4C students are very good. Do you agree with me? Do you think the same thing? This is what we are trying to say when we say, aren't they, when we add our question tag to the sentence. All right, with me so far? Good. So, let's look at another sentence so we can talk about another important part of understanding question tags. This sentence reads, Ming played football outside yesterday, blank he. Now, what do you think the question tag should be for this sentence? I want you to think about your answer. If you need to take some time, pause, and then push play again when you're ready. Okay, this sentence should read, Ming played football yesterday, didn't he? Now, why do we say didn't? Okay, why specifically does our question tag have to be did not? Why can't we say did? Ming played football yesterday, did he? Well, here's why. So, the beginning of this question tag sentence, the statement part, we are going to call positive. When I say positive, I mean a yes statement. We are saying that yes, Ming played football. Since the statement part of our sentence is yes, that means that our question tag must be negative. Ming did play football yesterday, did not he? So, if our statement is positive, our question tag must be negative. Let's look at another sentence. He can't swim blank he. What do you think the question tag should be for this sentence? If you need to take some time, go ahead and pause. When you're ready, hit play again. Okay, so he can't swim blank he. What should the question tag be? Well, you may have already guessed, but the question tag for this sentence is can. Why is it can? Last time we said didn't. Why don't we say can't for this sentence? Well, here's why. The statement for this question tag sentence is negative. In the previous sentence, the statement was positive, whereas in this sentence, our statement is negative. Since our statement is negative, our question tag must be positive, okay? So whatever happens on one side of the comma, you must do the opposite on the other side of the comma. If it's positive here, your question tag must be negative. If your statement is negative, your question tag must be, that's right, positive. Here's another sentence. She doesn't sing blank she. So, now that we know more about both positive and negative and how they relate to each other when we are making a question tag sentence, let's look at our sentence before we try and guess our tag. So, the first part of this sentence, is it positive or negative? That's right, it's negative. She does not sing. So, since our statement is negative, that means our question tag must be positive. And the positive form of doesn't is does. Okay? So, if we're negative on the left, we must be positive on the right. Doesn't is negative, does is positive. Okay, let's do a little bit more practice. I know these are probably pretty easy for you at this point, which is a good thing, but let's do even more exercises just to make sure that we're as good as we can possibly be. Okay, let's go. Okay, you could play tennis blank you. What should the question tag be for this sentence? Take some seconds now if you need to and push pause, and then come back by pushing play when you're ready to see the answer. Okay, so this sentence here should read, you could play tennis, couldn't you? Could is positive on the left. That means on the right we need to have the negative form of could, which is couldn't. Okay? Sentence number 2. They can dance very well, blank they. Okay? What should the question tag be for this sentence? Take some time now to think about it. When you're ready, push play, and we'll see the answer together. Okay, so they can dance very well. Can is a yes word. Okay, so we need a no word on the right-hand side. And the negative form of can is, that's right, can't. They can dance very well, can't they? Okay? So, your mom is blank years old, blank. Now, we don't have anything on the right-hand side here. So you must decide everything that makes up the question tag for this sentence. Okay? If it's a little bit harder, no problem. Take some time to think about it, and then push pause, and then push play when you're ready to see the answer. Okay? All right, here we go. Your mom is 40 years old, isn't she? Okay? Why she? Okay? So, she is because our subject is your mom. And whatever the noun is with our question tag, it has to relate to our original subject. Okay? And we don't really need to say the proper noun that we have for our subject. We can just use a pronoun. So we don't need to say, your mom is 40 years old, isn't your mom. We can just say, your mom is 40 years old, isn't So this sentence right here reads, he studies very hard, blank he. Now we need to choose from our options here, does he or doesn't he? Which of these question tags correctly completes this sentence? Alright, it might be a little bit difficult because on our left-hand side, we do not have either of these verbs, does or does not. So you need to think a little bit, and if you need to take some extra seconds to think about the answer, just go ahead and push pause, and when you're ready to see the answer, push play again. Alright, so our sentence, he studies very hard, should have the question tag, doesn't he? Why doesn't he? Well, you may have already guessed, but the left side of our sentence here, our statement is a yes statement. It's positive. He does study very hard. So our question tag must be negative, doesn't he? All right, great job. Let's move on. Number 5, we have another sentence. He has arrived late, blank. Here again we have two options. Hasn't he or has he? Remember to think, is our statement positive or negative? And that will tell you the answer that you need for the question tag. All right, so the answer to this sentence, he has arrived late, hasn't he? Did you get that answer too? All right, great job. Let's move on. Okay, now you need to come up with your own question tag to complete this sentence. So, our question, Tom and Jerry aren't hungry, blank. We need to think, two things. One, is this statement positive or negative? And two, what is the subject of our sentence? Remember, for the question tag, you need to replace your subject with the correct pronoun. So, take some time now, pause your computer, and then push play again when you're ready to see the answer. All right, welcome back. Let's take a look at the answer to question number 6. Tom and Jerry aren't hungry, are they? So, the left side of this sentence is negative. Tom and Jerry are not hungry. Okay? So our question tag must be positive. It must say are. And our subject is Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry is two individuals. The pronoun that replaces two individuals is they. So Tom and Jerry aren't hungry, are they? All right, sentence number 7. The smoothie is cold enough, blank. What should our question tag be? Take some time, push pause if you need to, and then push play when you're ready to see the answer. All right, so what is our subject? Our subject is smoothies, okay? What is the pronoun that can replace something like a smoothie? Well, that pronoun is it. Okay, our statement, is our statement positive or negative? It's positive. Smoothies are cold. Or this smoothie is cold, right? So, since our statement is positive and our pronoun should be it, the sentence should read, the smoothie is cold enough, isn't it? Since isn't is the negative form of is, it is the pronoun that replaces the smoothie. Okay, sentence number 8. You are going to a picnic next week, blank. We need to figure out the question tag for this sentence here. And again, we need to do that by thinking about something. Think about number 1, what is our subject? Number 2, is our sentence positive or negative? Okay? Once you figure that out, this question tag should be easy. Okay, so let's see the answer to this sentence. You are going to a picnic next week, aren't you? Okay, the left-hand side is positive, so the right side must be negative. You's on the left, so we can just use you again on the right. Okay. Number 9. My sister can't go to the picnic. Let's talk about this one, all right? So, my sisters, is that plural or singular? That's right. Since it's plural, what should our pronoun be? That's correct. Our pronoun should be they, since they is a pronoun that replaces any plural objects, any plural people, any plural places, okay? So, my sisters can't go to the picnic. We have can't on the left side. Can't is negative, so on the right side we need can. And we've already discussed that our pronoun should be they, so our sentence should read, my sisters can't go to the picnic, can't. All right, and that brings us to our last exercise for today, number 10. Number 10 is a little bit of a unique circumstance, and let me tell you why. So remember, with all of our question tag sentences, we've used the same verb on the left side and the right side of our comma. Only one was negative and the other was positive, or one was positive and the other was negative. If we have can on the left side, we must have can't on the right side. If we have don't on the left side, we must have do on the right side. Did, didn't, has, hasn't, and so on. Okay? Well, remember I said that this is a little bit of a unique situation. We might even call it irregular because it does not follow the rule. One of these sentences here does not follow the rule, and you must decide which one it is, okay? So I want you to complete both of these sentences and figure out which one does not follow the rule. If you need to take a little bit of time, go ahead and pause the video. When you're ready to see the answer, go ahead and hit play again. Okay, so sentence number 1, I am very lucky, blank. Sentence number 2, I am not very lucky, blank. Which one of these is irregular? Which one of these is not going to use our to-be verb, am? Okay, well, the answer is sentence number 1. I am very lucky, aren't I? That's different than this sentence. I am not very lucky, am I? Or we could say, I'm not very lucky, am I? Okay? So, obviously, are is not the to-be verb that goes with our pronoun I. Which pronoun does are belong to? Okay, are belongs to you are, we are, and they are. Okay? Am is the pronoun that goes with I, but if we have positive on the left, we do not use am as our to-be verb on the right. We do not say, I am very lucky, am not I. We must use the to-be verb are. However, if we have negative on the left side, then we do follow the rule. We do say, I am not very lucky, am I? So you need to memorize this and become familiar with it so that you can just know that this is a bit of a contradiction to the rule. All right? So that's all the time we have for today for C1. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.